Scooby-Doo, where are you? We got some work to do. You know we got a mystery to solve for Scooby-Doo.
Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I am Gary, your host, and this is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. Well, this time, kind of in keeping with the October spooky month, want to take a look at one of the classics of spookiness. And this is Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? We'll just take a look at the story in this issue, number 6 from 2011. And, of course, Scooby goes way back and has had many, many iterations. Okay, in this particular book, as said, is number 6 from 2011, and the story we're going to look at was written by Robert Greenberger with the art by Fabio Laguna. So Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Was an animated TV series created in 1969 by Joe Ruby and Ken Spears, which became a multimedia franchise, which was originally produced by Hannah-Barbera and is now owned by Warner Brothers. And it's a mystery-solving group of teens or young adults with a talking dog, who is the namesake of the show, and the premise being that the mysteries they investigate are mostly supposedly as supernatural menaces, which turns out to be a fraud. That is the general premise of the original show and most of the iterations since then. And this book is based squarely on the original show. And so they usually turned out to be a fraud, and they have there have been several iterations of the series, as well as animated and live action movies. And in the comics, Gold Key produced a comic version from 69 to 74. Then Charlton produced books for 2 years. And Marvel had a 9-issue run. And Harvey reprinted some of the Charlton issues in the 90s, as well as Archie having a go at it. And DC Comics, which is owned by Warner Brothers, has had a long run of the title. So, this is DC. Now, I've also got issue 1 of the Charlton run, and I was going to show that one too, but it has gone into hiding, must be hiding out with the issue of Harvey's Spooky, the tough little ghost, that I was going to do the other day. They must be hiding somewhere together, because I had them both set aside for my videos, and they've gone into hiding. So, but that Charlton issue number 1 I've got, unfortunately, it's very rough, and someone has cut out 2 mail-in coupons. So, of course, and Scooby and Shaggy have also been teamed up with various other personalities, both fictitious and real life ones as well. They had one of the series in the 70s was the new Scooby-Doo movies, which were hour-long episodes in which Scooby and the gang were teamed up with various fictitious and live action characters, including the Addams family, not Abbott and Costello, Laurel and Hardy, and even Sonny and Cher. And then they also had a later run of a recent run with Scooby-Doo and Guess Who, which again guest stars various real and fictitious characters, including Mark Hamill as both Mark Hamill and the Joker, and and Weird Al Yankovic, and even Neil deGrasse Tyson and Bill Nye the Science Guy. But they've had a long interaction with a specific character who they've crossed over with probably the most. And no, it's not the Blue Falcon and Dynamite, because in the Scooby-Doo movies they hadn't been created yet. And although they've had in some of the not live action, at least one of the animated movies and a couple of animated episodes, they did cross over with the Blue Falcon. I'm talking about their mini crossovers with Batman, starting in the 70s with the Scooby-Doo movies, had various others, and with Brave and the Bold and others, and had at least two series of Batman and Scooby-Doo crossovers, and I get some of those. I enjoy those. I get some of these occasionally get a DC Scooby-Doo issue. It's been running for 12, 13 years with DC, and I enjoy it. I remember Scooby-Doo from when I was a kid. I watched it first run, and I love the live action movies. And of course, they have some of the animated movies. They didn't follow the form. Some of the supernatural and spooky stuff were real supernatural and spooky things. Even had one movie where they were revealing the fake aliens and were aided by a real alien. So that's how that goes. But this is with the original concept. So going in that they're always fake. That was why it was a big surprise in the animated movies when some weren't fake. And here in this one, this is Sunrise of the Living Dead. Velma and Daphne are both reading books, the same book. It's from the Sunrise series, which is a play on the Twilight series. This is 2011, remember? And they're startled when Fred comes in with snacks. They're all ready for bed. Then they get a call late at night in their office, and it's from the Veronica Oscar, who is the author of these Sunrise books, which are about zombies and vampires. And she says she's being threatened. They rush over to her place and find out she feels she's been getting scary messages, threatening messages, and find these shreds of what appear to be zombie clothing. And they agreed they're going to help her out. She has a book signing. They go there to keep an eye on her at the book signing that day, and then they return to her home. Fred is very skeptical entirely, and as he should be. And of course, Shaggy and Scooby are always frightened. They're going to stand guard over at her place during the night when across the lawn comes all these zombies going, "Aye!" And they board up the house, ready for siege, and try to weapon themselves up with when these zombies are banging at the door. And Veronica seems very frightened, and then Velma reveals that no, we know it's fake. It's publicity stunt because this fragments come from a costume shop. All right. She admits it. It was all done for. She says, "Okay, everybody, jig's up. Go home." And Shaggy and Scooby, who had been hiding in a closet, they get out. And then she explains everything, that her sales had been dropping, and it was a publicity stunt, and she's sorry she did it, and so it's not really a villain or a criminal out for something. It was just a publicity stunt, trying to boost her sales. Then the second story is at a lab with an apparent Albert Einstein type ghost. I'm not going to go into that story. This is the only story I wanted to know. Typical Scooby-Doo type fare. And it is fun and very nostalgic if you're someone of my age. And that's all I've got of Scooby-Doo. Where are you this time around? And I want to thank you for joining me. Please like, share, and subscribe. You got some friends who are Scooby-Doo fans? Share it with them. Maybe they don't even know that the comics are still around. And do leave a comment. Are you a Scooby fan? Which Scooby series did you like the best? What do you think of the crossovers with Batman, etc.? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, comics are art.